So now what I want to do is I want to go in here and show you the invoicing piece. So invoice usually is on the contract line level based on the milestones that we have. What I'm going to do is I'm going to open up a different view that I have prepared for this demo to show you that contracts module with the invoice details. Just give me 1 second here. Okay, so you can see in here the same contract UCSD building extension, but I have two contract lines. I have a T&M line and I have a fixed bid line. So let me just share both of these with you to give you a perspective. So what happens in here is that in the invoice schedule, you can specify whether it's T&M or it's fixed bid, like here. If it's T&M, then what happens is that I'll be showing you later on the project schedule. And as you make progress on that project schedule, you put in the hours, it is going to take the hourly rate and then just generate invoices based on the schedule that you have here. And I'll show you those invoices in a second. If it is fixed bid, then what it does is that it allows you to create your milestones. And that's the one that we will be focusing more on in this demo, just because we have a lot of milestone-based invoicing in the AEC space. So you can see this is fixed, and I can create any milestones that I want to bill against. So I can come in here and I can just sort this, and you can see I have these milestones. And when I flip a milestone from not ready for invoicing to ready for invoicing, that's when that milestone becomes available for invoice generation in my accounting system. And I'll show that to you in 1 second. Now, the creation of these milestones is easy. You can just go and you can create a milestone from scratch. So for example, I can come in here and I can say test milestone for demo. And I can specify the amount for this milestone. Let's say it's 50,000. And let me just save that. And I can put in a milestone date in here as well as to when would I like to invoice for this milestone. That's totally on me on how I want to configure that and what I want to do with that. So if I just save it and I put in a milestone, let me just see if I can put in a milestone date in here. So I say the date for this one is, let's say 30th of June, and I save and close. So this milestone will now become available within my it's in here. Let's see. So you can see test milestone for demo. Now, if I want to invoice it, all I need to do is to flip it from not ready for invoicing to ready for invoicing. So this is when I'm creating milestones from scratch. But you might say that, okay, I have created the whole project schedule, and project schedule might have milestones as well. And I'll show that to you as well, that our project has that. You can also bring in project milestones from there. So you flip this on, and then you say, okay, I want to pick milestones from my project schedule. So you just go to pick milestones, and it shows you all of your project schedule, the milestones in the project schedule in here. And then you can go in and you can pick any of those. So you can see I have this top milestone. If I want that, I can bring that in. I have this test milestone. I have somewhere I have more information like the start date and the end date. So I can bring those in as well. I can select this, for example, and I can say, okay, site work, and I can say mobilization. And if I hit this button, then it is going to add these milestones to my invoicing schedule as well. Now, there's a difference between how it manages these two. If you're going to use this, then it is going to leverage the percentage of milestone completion based on the project schedule. But if you use the custom created milestone, then it is going to just let you come in and define when you want to invoice. So for this demo, that is what I'm going to do. Now, what I want to do next is I want to show you an invoice creation flow. So I'm going to come in here and I'll pick a milestone that I have created for you previously. It's called Demo Milestone Project Safety Review. So I'm going to go in to this milestone and I will say that this milestone is ready for invoicing. So what happens is that I have the complete accounting system here that has this project that I'm working on. And whenever I say this milestone is ready for invoicing, my system through again, that integration brings that into my accounting system, and then I can come in here and I can generate invoices. So let me go in here and show you how this looks right now. So you can see I have lots of milestones coming in from that, but one that I do not have is this one, Demo Milestone Project Safety Review. Right, so you don't see it in here. So what I'll do is I'll say, okay, I'm ready for invoicing this. As I do that, as a project manager or someone who approves the time, my accounting team will receive an email, and they will know that, hey, this milestone is ready for invoicing. And when they open up this project in here, so you see it's not in here, but if I open this again, I will see that milestone start showing up in here. So if I go back, okay, and if I scroll down here, so you see I have this demo milestone project safety review available. So as an accounting team, I'll just use the out of the box functionality of this amazing Business Central Dynamics 365 accounting system, and I'll just go in and I'll generate the invoice from the system. Now I'm just showing it to you by generating it from this system. Obviously, if you're using Deltek or FNO, or you're using QuickBooks as a smaller organization, you can just use any of those and be integrate with all of those. So the information will become available on the milestone level, and then you can start generating those invoices. Once the invoice gets generated, you can post those invoices. Then you have the whole modular functionality of the accounting system. You can post that invoice on a GL level, as you can see in here. You can bring in dimension information, so you could do your analysis on that. For example, if I just show you, I just generated an invoice. If I go now, and it's $20,000 invoice. If I go now and say, okay, show me job level invoices, it will show me that invoice in there. It won't be posted. So I think this is the top one. It's not posted. All of the other ones are posted. I can go in here and then I can post this invoice. And as I post this invoice, I'll be able to then work on that posted invoice, make impacts to the GL, AP, AR, and all those details as well. And posting is very easy. I just come in here and I say post. And I'm just going to post, and it will show me the impact that it is having on sales tax, customer level. And then you have so many dimensional overview of looking at this invoice at the cost, looking at the invoice and on a customer level, seeing how much more additional professional services revenue is generated on a customer level, and so on and so forth. And when this happens, then your system will get updated, and it will say customer invoice has been posted. So it is going to just automatically show that information to you in here as well. So this is kind of what I wanted to share on the cost management side. The biggest piece, obviously, when you do this is then you have amazing integrated capability on reporting. So now if I go to my dashboard from where I was starting as we started this project, I can come in and I can see for any project that I have in the system, what's the actual profit versus estimated profit, what's the cost, how much have we been invoicing them versus what's the total revenue versus project count, earned revenue versus invoiced revenue versus variance. This is the project that we were looking at. So you can see that this is now starting to go a little over budget. My actual cost is going over the estimated cost. So I probably need to do more change requests in here. I have all of this information available to me on my fingertips because I have one connected system. So you do, hopefully you saw the ease of management of the contract, the change orders, the invoicing. But on top of all of that, you have this executive oversight on a project level that gives you how you're doing on each project. And this is nice and easy to use again. You can filter it down to the project that you're working on. So let's say if I go to this one project that I was showing you, and I say, okay, show me this one project only. I'll just select that and it will filter everything. So I could just focus on that project. I can look at it by my project manager, my work actual hours, my project by customer. UCSD is my customer in here. I can look at these details. I can see the project thing. I can click on it right from here to get to the view that you were seeing before. And I can look at all the hours that are coming in, all the POs that I have against that, and so on and so forth. So this is one view that I get, which is awesome. Then I also have the productivity report view, which is more linked to the project management side, which I'm going to cover next in here. But I also have these additional views that I'll show you in a second. Mitch, any other questions you have for me so far?
So far on the list here, I don't see anything yet.
Perfect. Thank you so much. So here now, I'm back to my project. And I covered the budget side of things with you. I covered change orders with you. I covered invoicing with you, so everything on the cost side. What I want to do now is I want to share with you a little bit on the project management side of things. The first view I want to show you on the project management is the schedule within my project. So you can see I have a very nice and easy to use project schedule in here. I can go, I can look at the timeline view, which is my Gantt chart view, and I can see them by month, by week, by quarter. So it changes. I can move these things, I can link. So for example, I can say, oh, this is linked to this one. I can make these links, I can drag drop. If I want to change time of any of these, I can do those if it is not completed task. I can also come into the grid. Let me expand this, sorry. I can also come into the grid and I can start assigning resources. So I come in here and I say, okay, I have this test task and I can assign this to say myself, right? Or I can come in and I can do an on-site visit task and it is already assigned to me. I can put in hours against that. Adding and changing things is very, very easy. I hit new. It is going to add a new task in here. I said this is a test task. I can move it to any of these milestones. I say move up, so it brings it up in here. I say no, it's not part of that. I say move further up. I say, okay, I want to make it into a milestone. I can do that. So anything I want, I can kind of handle everything in here. It has start and finish date. It has estimated duration. We have different versions of it. Sometimes in construction, you don't want to track hours. You want to track just cost. You can do that. And then when those milestones, if you recall, when I was showing you uh, invoice milestones, I showed you how you can pick your milestones, and it was allowing you to pick that list. So that list is coming directly from this schedule. Anything that is a milestone here or is tagged as a milestone becomes available to me in my contracts module, so I could pick those and I don't have to recreate them. But let's say if I don't pick them, I can also create my own. But if I pick from here, as soon as that milestone gets, based on the percentages you define, if you say I want to invoice at 25%, 50%, as you make progress and you are marking the percentage complete, the system can automatically generate those invoices for you. So it's a pretty darn cool feature. Now, when I assign these, I have a video here that I want to show you. There's a mobile app that these people can use to log their hours. So I didn't want to switch between this view and the mobile view, but I'm going to play this video. It is going to show you how the task gets assigned. So the task that we are going to be reviewing for now is going to be, I think it was, let's see which one it is. So it's a 20-second video, so it won't take a lot of time. So I'm coming in here, and you can see that we have install shingles task, and I'm going to assign that to myself here. And you can see I have 32 hours duration estimated and 4 hours of time put against that. As I do that, this will become available in the app. And what I want to show you is how you put in your actual time. You saw the approval side from the contract side of things, but this is more like the execution on the field side. So this is the app. They see that tasks become available in here. So you can see this is install shingles task. The task is here, and you can go in and you can start putting in your time against this task. You can take images as well, not very important. But essentially, that's your way of being able to track all the details that you have in here. While you guys are looking at it, what I'm doing is I'm opening up on the live site as well, the on-site visit task. So just let me just complete this first. You can put in your start time. Let's say I start at 9 a.m. I finish at say 6 p.m. So that is total of what 9 hours here. So we can do that. Let's see. So as I finish this, I now expect that on the project schedule, I'll have 9 more hours added to the 4 hours that I had in the original estimate, right? So I'll go back in there and show you that piece. And as you will see in this video that those would be updated when we go back in there. So I'm going to go back to the project schedule. I'm going to refresh in here. And as I refresh, you see that this is now 41% complete. So that is kind of how you bring in your actuals against this. So I have, for example, here this 50%, I have 4 hours against it. I can open up my mobile app and I go into the mobile app and I can add in the time. For example, I can add in 4 more hours. And as I do that, you will see that this will change. I won't do that right now. I can actually, you know what, I'll probably go ahead and do that to just show you how this works real time. So you keep an eye on this 50%. I'm just logging some time in here. I'll go and I'll say, I'll just add 4 more hours. So I start at 9 and I finish at 1 here, and I say create, and okay, and I'm gonna say complete. You can't see it, what I'm doing, but what I'm gonna do is I put in 4 more hours against it. And what I wanna do now is I wanna just come in here and refresh this. So I use my mobile app and I refresh this, and let's see here. It takes a second or so to really update. And you see now this task on site is 100% complete. So that's the power of that one connected platform, in which you asked me a question on that. What's the differentiator? So that's the huge differentiator that we have. Now, what I've covered with you right now is just one project specific view. What we also have is a portfolio management. So let's say if you are a project manager and you manage multiple projects, so you can go in here and you can say, show me my active project schedule. And what it is going to show you now is it's going to show you all of the projects that you are managing. And it is going to show you in more like an aggregated view. So I can expand on these, and it is going to show me my complete schedule within this. So you can see in here, this is that on-site visit task that I just marked 100% complete. I can go in any of the other ones that I have. For example, I think this tower one. So I have another schedule and I can see all of those, and I can do some high level tasks in here. I again have the Gantt chart view in this view as well for all the projects that I'm managing. So this is kind of your portfolio management view that you have within our system. What you also have is you have a very nice Kanban view for all of the projects where you can move projects between different stages. I covered with you previously that all the stages you can define. So for example, you can see I have all of these stages and I can move things around. So for example, I have this project sitting in reporting and I say, okay, this is now in final billing. So I move this from reporting to final billing, and you can see that now if I open up this project, the stage has been updated. So that's again the power of portfolio management that we have within our platform. I showed you task assignment already as well. Last thing that I want to show you is on the project side. I showed you project management report, which was more on the cost management side of things, but we have here productivity report as well. And this is more tracking hours. So I can go in here and I can see against each project how is the team performing. I can look hours by project, I can look hours by site, by trade. So for example, if I filter down here on the project that I've been using for this demo, so 1 second. Let's see. I'm not going to do that, but I'll just show you all of this. So I have the labor hours in here, I have hour details, timesheet dates, so I have all of these details. And one other view I have, when you are assigning resources, like I showed you on projects, one view that becomes very important is your resource view. How many resources are overbooked? How many projects are they working on? So I have an amazing report here that shows you, for example, by project. I'm looking at only one project, but if I go and I say show me all projects, it's going to show me across all the projects I have in the system, people who are assigned to different views and what they're doing. And I can quickly go through that. It shows me their hours, they're overbooked, they're double booked. I can filter it by resource. So when they're overbooked, you can see it's red. When they are blue, it means that they are 8 hours or under. So this is an amazing resource planner view that I have as well.